I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me. I feel the Spirit moving in me.
Thank you. Good morning. How are you doing today? All right. Awakening to everyday magic. Are you ready for that? Whew, we are going to get there today. So let's take a deep breath together. Breathing in, feeling this moment right now. You feel that? Do you feel life flowing through you right now? Yes? Anyone? And just breathe again. Breathing in. Life is flowing in and through. And as you, right now, you are alive. And that, my friends, is the beginning of the magic. Today's message is called Awakening to Everyday Life. Awakening to Everyday Magic. Did you know, I read recently that every single day, about 250,000 people die on the planet of natural causes. Guess what? You didn't. You woke up this morning, you opened your eyes, and you beheld the miracle of miracles, right? You are alive. At least it appears that way to me, that you're alive. So when you wake up tomorrow, I invite you to be like this guy, to wake up and go, woo, I'm alive and I am still on, right? So what are you going to say? I'm alive and I am still on. And then smile, because it's a good day. That's the first miracle of your day. Bless you. Wow, it's good to be alive and to be able to sneeze, isn't it? So look around at all these people who appear to be alive. Many of your friends here at Unity on Maui, many in our congregation, and you at home. Look at somebody near you, or look in the mirror, or look within and recognize that you are alive. Wow. So, what time is it? Doesn't matter. So I want to plant this thought in your head. From now on through tomorrow, every time you look at your watch or you look at the clock, I invite you to say, still on. Right? So look at your watch, look at your clock, look at your phone, and let's say it together. Still on. Now, some of you weren't looking. Come on, I know you have a phone. I know you have a watch. I know there's a clock on the wall over there. Let's look at it again and say, still on. You know, there's my buddy doing the same thing. Let's do it again. Look, still on. So now, how often do we think about magic? How often do you realize that your life, your ability to be here right now, the fact that you are still on is a miracle? Right? And to think about that, and I want you to think about that in the next week and to realize that, and every time you do so, to smile. Because there's a lot of people, 250,000 or so people who aren't, right? And we have that blessed opportunity to be still on right now, to be awake. You know, the magic isn't hiding in the clouds. The magic of life isn't just out there somewhere. It's in you. You have that magic in you. You are so amazing that this spirit of truth and light and love that is you is alive and awake and conscious right now. You know, the spiritual life isn't about escaping life, it's about falling in love with life. And that's what we're talking today. It's about how can we really appreciate what we have, who we are right now, and celebrate that. And to fall in love with who you are. What you're a part of, this amazing energy of life that's on this planet that you are participating in, and that's a miracle. God only knows what happens after we leave these bodies, this life. A lot of people have ideas about that, but nobody really knows. So I think that the essence then is to appreciate what we have right now, that we are still on. We're still present. We want to be in love with this moment. I open my eyes to the magic that's already here. I open my eyes to the magic already here. Say that with me. I open my eyes to the magic already here. When we are fully alive, awake and present, ordinary life becomes extraordinary. When we are conscious of this moment and can be present right now, what seems like simple things is extraordinary. And if we can carry that awareness into everything we are doing, simple things become extraordinary. Paying our bills, driving our cars, walking, taking out the garbage. It's extraordinary. Everything we see in this beautiful place of Maui or wherever you are watching on Facebook this morning, the wind. For us on Maui, the slow driver on the Pilani Highway. Or the fast driver on the Pilani Highway. Or the driver that's looking for whales when they should be focusing on where they're driving. But the truth is, everything is the divine in disguise. But when we begin to open up and realize that we are part of this massive existence of love, we become part of that divine. We start to see it everywhere. And as we see it, we open our spiritual eyes to the wonder that is here for you, for me, right now, in this amazing life that we have. Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is where? Right here. It's right here. It's at hand, right? He didn't say it's up there. I don't think he ever referred to it being up there. It's here. The kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of life, the kingdom of love. And I see some people doing this. The kingdom of heaven is right here. Right? I like to think that the kingdom of heaven is an attitude. Right? When we embrace the attitude of gratitude, when we embrace the attitude of being present in the moment, when we embrace the attitude of being the presence of love, we are experiencing the kingdom of heaven right now. As our daily word said today, when we can forgive ourselves, when we can forgive others, we experience the kingdom of heaven. You know, Jesus really only taught through two things. You know what they are? I've mentioned them both. Love and forgiveness, right? If we can just do those two things, we can experience the kingdom of heaven right now. There's anybody know who Mary Oliver is? She's a poet, right? She says that she almost missed her own life. She grew up in an abusive home. spent her childhood escaping into books and nature. But even as an adult, she said, I feel like I live half awake. And she recognized that she's only half awake. How many of us are only half awake? Most of us, I think most of the people on the planet are asleep altogether. Right? When we're half awake, we're just going through the motions. Right? We're thinking that every day is a drag, or, oh my God, I have to go do the shopping, or I have to do these chores, or I have to wash the dishes, or I have to take out the laundry, or take out the garbage, whichever one. Some people take out their laundry. What the heck? You can always get more, right? So we want to be able to appreciate this moment. So she says that one day while she was taking a walk in the woods, she stopped to look at a grasshopper. And she looked at the grasshopper and she noticed how fragile its legs were. She watched its head and eyes as it turned and saw the world. And she saw the way it held itself. And she says she watched it for a long time. And at that moment, she had a thought. And she wrote about it in her book called The Summer Day. And there's a poem in there that ends with this line. Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your wild and precious life? So what is it you intend to do with your wild and precious life? Are you going to be half asleep? Are you going to be present to the love that's always around you, that you are able to share with others, to be part of the community of humankind on this planet? What do you plan on doing with your wild and precious life? Is there some area maybe where you can wake up in? Some place where you've been asleep to the truth and the essence of who you are? So why do we miss the magic? Easy these days. We don't see it because we're distracted, we're busy, we're scrolling instead of seeing, we're rushing instead of breathing, we're worrying about tomorrow instead of being here today. Reminds me of the quote that someone said, tomorrow will take care of itself, right? So be here now. Be in this moment. Seems like some people live like they're practicing for their funerals. When we fall asleep to life, it's like there's something dead there, right? We need to wake up and not be like this poor guy. Right? I love how he's getting ready to put his hands so nicely on his chest like they put you when they put you in your casket, for God's sakes. The truth is, when we fall asleep to life, we lose our sparkle, right? We lose who we are. We lose this amazing gift of life that we have to share with each other. We lose the childlike wonder. Ever been around a child and notice how they observe everything? There's a next door to us, there's a 2-year-old boy named Teddy. Oh, he is adorable. And I run into them often in the morning when I'm taking my walk. And he'd be like, ooh, 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 ducks, right? Ducks. Or his favorite is trash truck, right? His grandmother takes him out every morning when the trash man comes around to make sure he sees that trash truck, right? When we awaken, even the ordinary becomes sacred. Wow. So, I like to keep things practical. So you might say, okay, Blaine, how can I wake up? Well, I got some ideas for you. And it forms an acronym for MAGIC. And the M, so these are practical steps to awaken to everyday magic. The first one is M. Make time to smile. Make this a practice. Yeah. When you get AI to create stuff for you, it leaves out words. And make time to smile. It gets them backwards. But, it knows that we can read it. And I read it a dozen times and didn't see till right now that it had the words mixed up. Because I knew what it was supposed to say, and you know what it's supposed to say. But the idea is make time to smile. And I did on purpose, to make you smile. So every time you look at your watch, every time you look at the clock, we're going to say, make time to smile. And then what? I'm awake. Yes. What was the first one? I'm on. I'm on. Yes. I am on. Are you on? I think some of you are too on. So when we realize we're on, when we're awake, we smile and be present in the moment. And that's a miracle. And that's the way to start the day. And the second thing we can do is to notice the that's around us all the time. And my invitation is to take a breath and say, look what's around you. Look where you are. Take a breath. Can you feel it? Can you see it? And again. You just opened the door to wonder. When we say, it opens our mind. It opens our senses to being present right here, right now. Can you feel it? This rewires your brain to experience the fullness of what is present for you right now. And the G in magic stands for gaze with new eyes. To be like Teddy. To be alive, awake, and observing what's going on. The birds, the life, the beautiful plants and flowers, the people that you notice, and just gaze with love, gaze with new eyes, gaze with a smile. I see with new eyes, and life is new again. Say that with me. I gaze with new eyes, and life is new again. And the next thing we can do is to invoke a blessing. To bless what's with us. This morning I sat outside, as I often do, and watched my birds on my bird feeder off my balcony. And I had my cup of coffee. And I've made this a ritual every day to sit outside, feed the birds first. Otherwise, they're not as fun to watch if they're coming and looking at an empty bird feeder. And then I sit and I have my coffee and I bless my coffee. right? Anybody bless their coffee? Anybody like their coffee? Right? So I invite you to bless your coffee, right? Bless your table. Bless your breakfast. Bless the fact that you are alive, right? Awake. And this is all a test. This is all being recorded. It'll be up tomorrow on the internet, on Facebook. And we're watching every one of you, and your facial expressions will be visible to the world tomorrow. So you better wake up, right? Invoke a blessing. Everything I touch is sacred. Everything you touch is sacred. Everything I touch is sacred. Say that with me. Everything I touch is sacred. When you walk, Thich Nhat Hanh used to say, see the ground as sacred, right? When you walk on the ground, see it as sacred, right? When you eat, when you hold a friend's hand, when you hold a friend's gaze, see it as sacred. It's beautiful, right? We often say that we behold the Christ in someone, right? To behold the Buddha, to behold the love. And I invite you to do that and invoke a blessing. Imagine how it feels to invoke a blessing in everything you do. I think that would change it, right? If you're talking with a friend and you invoke a blessing, imagine how that would change the conversation. Imagine if you're in Whole Foods and you're talking there, just looking at the cashier and you invoke a blessing. I wouldn't say it necessarily out loud because the security is pretty steep in there. But to just be aware that you are opening to the blessings that are everywhere. And the last thing, the C in magic is to create a connection, right? To smile wherever you are. To send a friendly text. You know, you ever send a text to somebody and just say, I'm thinking about you, or I love you, or I'm just remembering how grateful I am for you. How does that feel? Don't do it right now. I saw Nick pick up his phone, and I'm like, oh, he's going to do that right now. I like somebody who is responsive. You know? But the whole idea is to respond with love, to make a connection. Let's connect with each other. Let's love each other, right? Let's be here for each other. Magic isn't meant to be hoarded. It's meant to be given away. And the more we share the magic, the more we experience it. And isn't that what we're for, I think, on this planet, is to share that love, to be that magic, especially right now. Millions of people got together all over the planet yesterday to share the love. So how do we do this? Well, with the acronym MAGIC, we make time to smile. We are there in breathing and say, yes. And we gaze with new eyes, gaze with the eyes of love, and invoke a blessing. Wherever we are, whatever we're doing, invoke a blessing. Wow, as soon as we do that, where does it take us? Right here, yeah? Right to our heart. And then create a connection. I believe that we're here to hold each other in love and to make that connection with each other. To create a world, as Adam said earlier, that works for everyone. Because when we live awake, life just doesn't happen to us. It happens through us. Let's say the affirmation one more time together. Together. I am awake to the magic of this moment. I am alive, grateful, and present. Every breath, every heartbeat, every smile is sacred. Now close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself waking up tomorrow. The alarm goes off or the sun comes in your window, and you take a breath and you whisper, "Still on." You smile. Later in the day, you check your phone, your watch, the clock, and you say, "Still on." And my blessing for you today is, may you live here today, may you leave here today awake to the magic that is already dancing around you. May your heart be soft, your eyes open, and your spirit filled with gratitude. And the next time you check the clock, your phone, your wrist, smile and say, "Still on." I invite you to close your eyes. And take a deep breath. Breathing into this moment. Breathing into this amazing spirit and body, beingness that you are. Giving thanks for the energy of life and love that is moving in and through and as you right now. And imagine that you could raise the vision of yourself and see yourself from the sky. Imagine that you are a mile up and you see yourself surrounded in love and light. And imagine that you could see this planet, all the people, all the life, all the love. Imagine that your eyes, your spirit is so perceptive that you can feel the love, the truth, the power, the wisdom. And let's just hold this view and this vision for a few moments in the silence. Breathing in, breathing out. Gently bringing your awareness back to this moment. Feeling the love. Recognizing the life energy that you are. Spiritual energy. I invite you to open your eyes. And so I think that brings us to the end of this. Anything else? Ames will be back next week? You won't? Well, you'll be back next week. Okay. Let's give Marianne a hand again for the music today. Yes. Really a fantastic job.
Well, you know, I got the spirit here. It just kind of goes around. Can you feel it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's so good about it? It's all those new teeth you have. And the new smile.
One new one, and all the rest are fixed.
So why don't we stand and let's affirm the prayer for protection, and then we'll join together and hold hands and sing the peace song. And there, of course, there will be hospitality on the patio after the service. Please stay and enjoy the time with us. So for ourselves, for this ministry, for all life everywhere, let's pray together the prayer for protection, which begins, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. God bless you. Thank you for being here today.
Where I live, there are rain.